I heard it's 3 hours long.
Are you kidding me? I just hope we get good seats.
What was it like to see Eyes Wide Shut in the movie theaters in 1999? And why come none of us took it that seriously upon its initial release? Welcome to Turntable Tuesdays on YouTube, where we discuss all things pop culture then and now from a Gen Xer perspective. If that's your kind of thing, please subscribe right now. Thanks. If Keanu Reeves is the internet's boyfriend, Eyes Wide Shut is constantly on the internet's movie theater marquee, along with another Stanley Kubrick film, The Shining, plus The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, and TV shows like Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and The Sopranos. It's like the Mount Rushmore of 21st century social media obsession, but strangely curated by people who probably weren't even born when these things premiered. So what was it like seeing Eyes Wide Shut during its theatrical release? And more importantly, why didn't it open our eyes? Here are the 7 main reasons, and not in any particular order. 1. The hype did not live up to the reality. The media buildup led the moviegoer to expect a popular erotic thriller like 1987's Fatal Attraction. Something fast-paced, perfect water cooler discussion material, super sexy, easy to follow. Plus, it would star a real-life, good-looking Hollywood super couple. And that's not what we got. Despite all the nudity, no one thought it was sexy. No one thought that there was even a hint of erotic heat between then husband and wife. 2. The pacing. Eyes Wide Shut was slow, methodical, cold. Most people, and I remember those harpies on the longtime TV talk show The View, dismissed it as just outright boring. Everyone concluded Stanley Kubrick's last film was just a dreary dud. Maybe a few reviews decided the pacing was deliberate, perhaps even dreamlike and meditative, which was assuredly not the audience buzz. 3. Tom Cruise's performance. Then and now, movie fans debate on just how good of an actor Tom Cruise really is. A movie star? Yes. But an actor? No one doubted Nicole Kidman, but Cruise was and is polarizing. I hated him in Magnolia, earlier from the same year, but I thought he was actually good in Eyes. I still do. 4. The ending. I remember hearing people grumble about it coming out of the theater. People would have hated it as much as they originally did the finale to The Sopranos years later. But back then, no one could muster enough energy to really give a damn. Alice Hartman's now famous final word might have caused a few nervous ninnies to clutch their pearls back then. But for me and others, it just seemed as flat as the 2.5 hours or so of what preceded it. 5. No one could decode a film back then. No one. All of Kubrick's symbolism, the multi-layered references and ways to, quote, read a film, was above the film reviewers, much less the common filmgoers' heads in 1999. I do remember reading Janet Maslin in the New York Times, one of the truly favorable defenders of the film, and maybe the New Yorker, and I'm probably giving myself too much credit if it did occur, Sight and Sound and Film Quarterly, which I did regularly read while at university. And no one was analyzing the Star of Ishtar, or mentioning any other occult references, or what the color blue signifies in the film. 6. No one mentioned conspiracy theories in polite society back then. Understand, virtually no one was on the internet then, and the internet would not have been something any of you would have recognized. We were in Fred Flintstone times. No one would have heard of the Illuminati or the Hellfire Club. The mainstream media was incredibly hostile to any expression of interest or knowledge of the occult, and any lens of looking at the world which was not approved by some Ivy League-educated historian. Conspiracy theories were the domain of nuts. Kubrick faking the moon landing? Allusions to the Rothschilds? In 1999? You may as well have said you believed in flat Earth theory or that President Kennedy was killed by anyone other than Lee Harvey Oswald. The seventh and final reason is the complete absence of social media. Reddit did not debut until 2005. YouTube also the same year. Twitter 2026. Quora 2009. The WordPress blog is also of this same era, as are other fan forums. Movies lived or died first at the box office, and then by word of mouth. Social media then was the water cooler phenomenon. Ostensibly, that meant did people talk about a certain movie after its immediate release around the water cooler at their office, which helped to make or break a first-run feature. Yes, marketing has always been important, but so has the walk-up traffic from the off-the-cuff remarks of peers and friends, not just in the corporate world, but schools and construction sites. Did you go see that? Did you pay money to see that? Did you like it? Simple questions asked by common people have always resonated anywhere people actually have to pay for tickets, or now streaming. What rescued Eyes Wide Shut for future generations was Reddit and the WordPress blogs of amateur movie critics. Movie-mad amateurs who posted and published with pure autonomy, who weren't pawns of the movie industry. No hints of payola, no fear of recourse from the studios, other than copyright strikes. More open-minded film sleuths who were familiar with ideas the mainstream shunned and refused to be intimidated, refused to be silenced. Who coined terms like Easter eggs and duly noted how filmmakers like Stanley Kubrick clearly meant for his films to exist on multiple levels of contemplation. These younger men and women understood people like Kubrick envisioned his films as Rubik's Cubes, not just flat 2D narratives like most of the Hollywood hacks. Pauline Kael couldn't be bothered to even review The Shining, and Roger Ebert, who now has a greater status after his death and his also deceased television partner Gene Siskel, never cued me into the other possible meanings of The Shining, beyond that of a horror film. It was all the internet.
But what do you think? If you're young, can you understand what I've been saying? If you're older, was this your experience? Drop a comment below, subscribe, and thanks for watching.